January 8th, 1:21 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Easy Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We are here in the finale of Recipe for Turnabout, and we are going to once and for all expose Furio Tiger for the murder that he is. But first we have to call him to the witness stand. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the sand. You almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now. He said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godo picked it up on it, remember? And I destroyed it already in the water. He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line that the prosecutor takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the kind of case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe! What are you two talking about, Detective? Your hair is stinging on end. And that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Topknot. Huh? That's the pot calling the kettle black? Whatever. It's not a Topknot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I can't get wound up. Arg! No kidding. I'm gonna have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, yeah, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I'm gonna go get some prints analyzed for you. You've got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprints analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints out on this for me? Let's do this one.
Take that!
We're going back to the procedure anyway. We'll find out whose prints are on this. Oh, hey. That's a small bottle I gave you back to you this morning, right? Yeah. I think it's time we've solved the last mystery of who the prints belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been given 9 at me, too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. January 8th, 1:56 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 4. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tiger? I tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tiger, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. Very well. Please show Mr. Tiger to the stand. Witness, please say your name and occupation. Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there, too. Mind what you say to me? Nothing. I didn't see nothing. Honest. Who could have guessed that few would induce a bad Brooklyn accident in the judge? What? I got business to take care of. You hear me? Call me to this. Who the heck called me to this into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Went on a visit. Don't mind me. Just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it. We're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said who the heck was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What do you say? There's no point in struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Grr. It's too cool. Don't let him get in bed of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no secret incident, Master Boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Mackie Bird? Mackie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then? Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. You're the one who set this up, didn't you? You're gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought Debbie with me today. Get a grip, Nick. The tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent a lot of my time in my office. I got wheels lined up to borrow cash from Tender Lender every single day. You just want to take my alibi? Just ask Violetta. Unless I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Your closet. What is it, please, witness? If we refrain from shouting out like that? I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That low-life dingo warrior, he just punches away at stupid details until he wins. Low-life? Me? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000, and you're just gonna borrow the cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think I ain't gonna hunt when I tingle with the tiger. Ha! I love a good suspect here of sport. Just a minute. That's really not. This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on this bad side, and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You're better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant presenting a witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. Come on, out from under there already, would you, Maya? Okay. Okay. Okay, this is the only segment we can actually press on without getting a penalty. Are you sure about that? I'm talking about 1 month ago, you know. You're seeing these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Kidevrini? She writes everything up in my scheduler. December, meeting in the office. That's what it says. That's where I was. That seems a bit like a rather, sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Mr. Tiger, what is yours want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection!
This is a dead end, right? And you know it. Remember the rules.
Objection!
No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office on that day too? Remember you were listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could, please. Mr. Tiger, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. The day you was talking about, I was in the office, too. I never saw that kid before. Let's see here. What is that? Meet with the tiger. I disagree with that.
Objection!
Mr. Tiger, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tiger, I submit that you did indeed know when Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Ah ha ha ha. Not bad. He's actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's the one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You're just calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Oh, so you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? Actually, I'm dead serious. You just better believe that's the truth. Ha! I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tiger. Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? He never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's not like nailed this guy. The victim, Glenn Elg. I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I still have a meeting with the guy at my office, tender lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed. I never seen of his been to that Trace Bien joint. Yes, here? I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but you didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well. We begin cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going on down today? I ain't gonna make you my boss now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you. Right. Grr. Okay. I highly doubt that. Trabian matches found in Tinder Lender.
Objection!
Mr. Tiger, is there something you'd like to tell me in the court about these matches? Matches? What are you talking about? We found them in your office at Tinder Lender. They're from that restaurant. Oh. Have you really never been to the Tribulations before? What was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You just been snooping around my stuff now too, wise guy? What are you? My ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Order, order! Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? Well, isn't good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glen Elk that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At Tribune. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiffened as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't out already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then? Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If we wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Ha. No problem. Anytime Triton presses on you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Cadeau, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. The special express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know, since yours paying. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Okay. Interesting. You could not possibly have seen him when he entered the restaurant because it would have been blocked by this partition.
Objection!
You're something of a lone clunky pro, aren't you, Mr. Tiger? No one escaped the tiger's clutches. I'm something of a lie-detecting pro. And no one escapes the phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something on straight. What's this, Trite? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tiger? From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Is that what I just said? I shall look back at the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Trapian, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him.
Objection!
Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone in the seawall.
Objection!
But the defense disproved that point to be moot. The victim, witnessed by Mr. Kudo, was not Glen Elg, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out on a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without an obvious question being answered. Who exactly was the real killer who impersonated the victim? You see the killer murdered Glen Elg and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo? In that case, Mr. Wright revealed the identity of this criminal to the court. Well, could not be more obvious. It was him. Obviously, the killer was Furio Tiger. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? Ha. Now that's cute. You just think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you just don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts. You can't be threatening me, Mr. Tiger. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like you must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me handless alone. Ha! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Kudo! Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. Oh man, didn't see just the victim. Oh no. The serving girl bought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact means he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee.
Objection!
Very impressive, Mr. Kudo. Wait for my absence to launch your attack. Ha! Found your pin at last, right? It was in my pocket. Ahem. Anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glen Elg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glen Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident, and someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Well, it was Viola Candiverini. She's the only other person who could have done it with black. She has black hair.
Take that!
Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Candiverini. She's an employee of Tinderlander. You're just making a big mistake. You know who Viola's grandfather is? You better be going home in an emerald truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following. Well, when we took the coffee, we went to the victim's table. It's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. And she had a kind of cackling laugh. There were just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. In the radio show he was supposedly listened to half an hour after it was over. There was only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tiger, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? It's alright. I could deal with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting play now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? You just got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? You just missed one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met the kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him, yes here? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tiger? Ha! What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at the HAPN between yourself and the victim? Ties to the victim. Yeah, I loaned cash, about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his paycheck date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to find the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won. $500,000. He got lucky, you know. Real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. Now, I see that the principal amount you owed to Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah, well, you just got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice this principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one. But what is it? The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defense chair. What else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you stalling there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my 100,000 bucks back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tiger had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. The Tiger's motive, huh? I was after $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. I beg to differ. What? Oh, I keep going up. Oh, here it is.
Objection!
So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elk owed you, correct? I'm the guy with the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
Objection!
What are you getting at, trite? No one's what a money lender be after other than money. Oh, the money lender was after money. But money is in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. Seriously? How does he not know what a computer is? I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber will be worth several $1 million on the black market. Several $1 million? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elk was a programmer, highly skilled programmer. That skill was a collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection!
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program? Exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he's by no means an idiot, right? A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tiger need money to the tune of $1 million? I believe it's this.
Take that!
In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? an accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery. How much of this does you guys know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tiger had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Bruno Cadaverini, my boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life is in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruno Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, you decided to sacrifice Grand Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tiger's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Grand Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tiger knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tiger would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win? Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the lottery. Which left Mr. Tiger with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elg, and then made him his next move. To frame Mackie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tiger posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there was no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
Objection!
Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tiger's plan. Order. Gwahahaha. You just put on a good show, Spiky. You just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You're saying I dressed up like that kid, create a witness, and frame someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took on one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was it, this trick you say Mr. Tiger performed to frame the accused? I want to say it was this, but... Yeah, I think it's this.
Take that!
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tiger, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day of the in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing here in this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I have ever seen.
Objection!
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection!
Have you no pride, sir?
Objection!
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Cadeau was right. Your Honor, speaking of for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing here before me now. However, I preside over this court as a judge, with a vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by memory without evidence to support it. No! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tiger are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. You say you impersonated Glenn Elg, you say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. No! Ha! Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. Yes, got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha! Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence that maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness's cross-examination is over. You're free to go, Mr. Tiger. Oh. Your Honor, sir. Wait! Come to the rescue! Detective! Detective Gumshoe! Sorry to tell the song, pal. I saved everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's cunning on this, too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? Where'd Tiger go? January 8th, 2:48 p.m. This report will not be number 1. Wow. Let's see. I'm almost done with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep going here. The next video would actually be like 10 minutes long, if that, so... So it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prince, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so, do you know who the prince belongs to now? You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So, tell us. You're the tigers, right? I knew it. Hehehe. You bet. Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. The Fluio Tiger's paw prints, alright? That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but... It really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? What we need to produce in the Sage or in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glenn Elg's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it. Great. No matter how I try, I'm never any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie. I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie! You've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of here. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way he could use it. Small bottle put into pocket. The victim's ear medicine, covered in Fluio Tiger's fingerprints. January 8th, 3:04 p.m. This record, quorum number 4. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I'm going to do a recess so you can prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes? Don't keep us all in suspense, Wright. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix. Hang on, let me look at something real quick. Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. I'm not going my time on you to go to waste. I ain't been known to no court before. I guess lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. Maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let us guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. Hang on. Okay, I'll just present this.
Take that!
This is the defendant's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's... Your Honor? Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tiger. What? That's right. Close you draw from this new information. You knows what this world contains. Except one man, one person in this courtroom, should theoretically be in the dark. I'm printed on that fancy little bottle. Is that what you're saying? Now what the heck's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tiger, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... well... we're going to see this. Potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elk, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tiger, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You make a good clown, you know that? What? You're saying never gonna get this to stick. You're just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix, right? I need the bottle with the cyanide in it. No. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger. You're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Got him, at last. What? Why has everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle where the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints in that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Wait. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you stepped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You still know who you're messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You just think I'm gonna let some jumped-up soup get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Wait. It looks like a blackout. Whoa. Well done. That's right. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Again? Savor it. Or you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one bothers, you won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tiger, Mr. Godot? He's been arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glenn Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He would very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Trivial Tiger's a truly frightening criminal. Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. Yay! That is all. This court is adjourned. January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Division Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in that trouble a month ago. But now I feel I can forgive him. Hey, it wasn't me, Maggie. It was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait. Detective Gumshoe? Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can you put out in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya is right. I should have Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me. That's why. He thought I might have done it. I'm going to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. That would be this.
Take that!
Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. You see, you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. The end. Well, that was a lot of fun. And that is the end of the filler cases for this game. Next up, we have... hang on. Wait a second. Oh. Okay. I'm going to do... No, not that one. This one. Next up, we have Turnabout Beginnings, which is a very short court-only case. Whoops. Which should not be more than 2 videos. But that's for next time. So, until then everyone, hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. And until next time, have a great rest of your day, and take care.